Hello and welcome to yet another edition of the Narrative Off the Cuff with Elite News and Darryl Blair. Well, you can see that we got some new technology going on here because the other technology for some reason went amiss. But I want you to be reminded of a quote by Anne Frank, who was hiding from persecution by the Nazi and being put into Nazi concentration camps in her time. She quoted when she was freed, "How wonderful it is that nobody needs to wait a single moment to start improving the world. How wonderful it is that no one needs to wait a single moment to start improving the world." Yes. Moving forward, we're talking about the virus and talking about the shots. It's really bad that we're in these pandemic times, and then we were looking for a remedy. Everybody was looking for a remedy. First, we were running out trying to buy all of the sanitizer that we could get. Then we were running out and we were trying to get all of the toilet paper we could get. And everything was in a cycle. Now that we got the vaccine coming and it's at hand, we got people sitting up talking about they're not going to take it. Let me ask you a question. If your behind got took to the hospital, would you refuse treatment? And if you are going to refuse treatment, why would you even go? So don't complain. And if you get COVID and go to the hospital, you ought to be willing to take whatever it is that's going to remedy that situation. There are going to be some offsets with this. You happen to know that. It's with anything. But just recognize, be appreciative for what's at hand and quit complaining before you even get a remedy. That's really sad. Then I want you to understand something else. We talked about getting Trump out of office. He's been voted out. He's still trying to stay, and we see all that. But here's the bad part to that. You need to learn the fine print of the big issues. Learn fine print of big issues. That's for black, whites, Hispanics, anybody. We get so excited and emotional about the moment that we don't get the exacts of the solution. The Trump hustle is at hand. You all are getting all emotional about Trump. He's doing nothing more than raising money, stoking fears in his white folks out there in suburban America, some of which that follow him. He's stockpiling all this money that he's not going to pay back to anybody, that he can move on. I haven't seen a bigger hustle or a greater hustle on American greed. Kenneth Lay, Bernie Madoff can't touch this man. And he was given the presidency of the United States. Now he's going to be on American greed because he's going to be prosecuted. Enough for Trump. I just want you to understand your role. Understand the fine print. And now that we voted, now what? Know what you're going to do. Know what is expected to be done. Know what needs to be done. Mayor Johnson, kudos to you. On one hand, and I'm going to give you your kudos first. Kudos to you for how you're trying to round the city into a place where we'll get our next police chief, and that you're trying to have people be inclusive in the process. On the other hand, fella, I endorsed you. It's an insult to me personally. I don't know about anybody else, that when I call into your office, that we're at this particular point that I got to go through all this protocol. You didn't go through protocol when you reached out to me for an endorsement, and I endorsed you because of your purpose and your cause. And then I go through the indignity and embarrassment, and anyone like me to try to reach out to you, you'll have to come back around the corner again. I want to be your friend, but it's real, real hard, so I'm going to keep it real. You better quit insulating yourself behind people who have no regards to your history, to your future. They only reside in your present and your history. Know that. Mayor Johnson, that's an appeal to you. Get thick skin, not thin skin. The next thing I want to talk about is the Elite News Awards night. That's going to be set for February 26th. That's a Friday night, but it's going to be virtual. So we got some beautiful picks. I'll name a few of them. Douglas Grace, who works in our community over at South Oak Cliff and other schools around here, who mentors children. We also got Dr. Keisha Langford, who's on the school board out there in Cedar Hill. We also have Connie Buford, who works with a lot of these community development corporations, who's always involved in things that are civic-minded. Also, Crystal Owens with the DISD, that's Dallas Independent School District. She is going to be heading up that new H.S. Thompson Elementary over there. Presently, she's at J.J. Rhodes, I believe. But she is the Educator of the Year, and she's going to be honored. Also, I want to talk about Dwight Weaver, the Athletic Director out there at Duncanville ISD. He's going to be one of our honorees. Then we go back to the DISD with Reverend, Doctor, Deacon, Brother, Trustee Maxie Johnson, down there at the DISD school board. And not too far from him, not even a stone's throw from the seat, is none other than Justin Henry, a very astute, progressive brother, president of Dallas Independent School Board. And so with all that and all those things that you have in mind, I want you to be reminded that we're right here at 3155 South Lancaster Street, Suite 240. Come by here and see us. Come by here and give us a note. Drop your email address so we can keep you plugged. And then I want you to be reminded of our sponsors. I want you to be reminded of them, certainly after I give you Juneteenth 2021. Go to DFW Juneteenth celebration. Go to that website. Fill out the form that applies to you, whether it's being a vendor, whether it's being involved in a parade, and it costs nothing to walk in that march. It costs you nothing to walk in it. So go on and fill that out, what you want to do. Give your input as it relates to this event, and go look at all of the things that we have lined up. Wonderful, stellar event. Golf tournament to close it out that Monday, June 21st, 2021. And then I want you to just be reminded to go to that website. Also, we have Elite News Dallas. That's our website, and you can cycle everything else through there. I want to thank our sponsors. I want to take the time to thank Sherman Roberts over at Citywide Development Corporation. Thank you, Sherman. He has an award recognized in his name that will be there for a lifetime, that his kids will be able to come, his grandkids will be able to come and hand out. Also, I want to thank Sherman. I want to thank Brian Eberstein, a 1-800 old school lawyer, a 1-800 car crash lawyer, and also Herbert and Eberstein. He's got a litany of law firms. And then I want to thank Teresa Hawthorne over at Hawthorne Law, Fox and Hawthorne Law Group. They do a tremendous job. I'm just immensely grateful. Calvin Johnson, thank you very much. Attorney Calvin Johnson, Law Practice. He's one of our sponsors. And so I want you to look at this week's Elite News and be reminded of our new additions, some new team members, and they're young, vibrant. They're going to give us a paradigm shift in terms of our age demographics. Be reminded that to speak ill of others is a dishonest way of praising ourselves. Know who you're talking about, know what you're talking about, and know how it applies. May God bless you and may God keep you is our prayer. And you want to know something? Until next time, get it on your mind. God bless, God keep.